So, welcome to part 2 of our discussion of the Nintendo Direct. We have a whole lot more to talk about. We just spent all of our time in the first episode on Super Mario Bros. Wonder because it deserved it. There's a lot of other really big names that we want to talk about, and I think the next big one that I am most excited about, that I think that needs to be discussed, is Super Mario RPG. I didn't know if I could trust the rumors, but when they announced it and when they showed it, it was just glorious.
Yeah, when they showed Princess Toadstool looking like she lacks a neck, it was terrifying.
I was going to say... Oh.
But Lisa, I watched comparison videos, and it's pretty faithful to how the characters modeled were.
Yes, but now that she's suddenly in a a newfangled character model instead of just like more like
a sprite
art, suddenly it just looks
it looks a little funny.
No, it just looks like she's sitting in the flower garden.
But Lisa, I did.
Okay.
For some reason, Peach is the most noticeable for that. But
how could you say that, David? It's Princess Toadstool.
Oh,
dang.
Anyway,
I wonder if they are going to change that, because I would be a little bit mad, but I wouldn't be super surprised.
All I have to say is the leak was real, and the updated visuals are, like David already said, the updated visuals stay faithful to the original, and the visuals look amazing. But seriously, I've never beaten the game before. I know I'm shunned off the panel, probably. I've never beaten the game before. I've played it and I've loved it. I've never beat it. So
Steven,
this is my chance. I
regret to inform you that I think that you just don't fit the vibe. So
you heard it here first. I'm out of here.
I think Steven, you should try this game when it releases, because I mean,
I'm day one.
I know you're not the biggest RPG fan, but this, like the Mario series of RPGs, have always been, for the most part, like the most accessible.
I agree.
For new fans of that style of game. So I think you could like it.
This one for me was just kind of a major like punch in the childhood in the best way possible. Like it was just, Super Mario RPG is one of the first games I have the most vivid memories of. Like when it came out and playing it and just finding it absolutely stunning and fantastic. And it was very well crafted game. And it was just a blast to play. And so when I heard the rumor that it would be getting a remaster, I didn't know if I dared hope that it would get such a large amount of, again, TLC as it clearly did. Okay, so first of all, the visual style, I thought it looks gorgeous. Honestly, I was a little weirded out at first by the squat character models. But like everyone has already said, it is actually quite faithful to the original artworks, especially the one on the front of the original game case. I mean, Mario looks pretty squat.
That's very true.
That's pretty faithful, but I'm kind of expecting that this game is going to go the way of the recent Link's Awakening remake. We're going to start off being a little weirded out about the visuals, and then we're just going to completely get over it because it's a fantastic game. That's kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on that. I just honestly didn't expect them to give this much of a facelift. I was thinking maybe that was more lightly remastered pixel touch-up kind of game, but they went full force, and it's a game that absolutely deserves it. This game is one of the all-time greats of the Super Nintendo era. And
agreed.
I love that they're giving it the notice it deserves.
I'm gonna be a rabble rouser for a second and say I am hesitant about the OST.
You don't like the updated?
Hold on, wait a minute. You don't like the way that they what?
No, guys.
This is such a purist.
You can't trust me. Oh, you heard it here first. That's the real problem.
Lisa.
Okay, but I have to say that the original Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite OSTs ever, and I think it's going to be hard for me to accept the remaster
Well, that's because you're a goof. I don't know. I mean, they might not do it as much justice as we hope, but all I know is that when I listened to the few, remastered songs they played in the trailer, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is how it should sound, and it's magical, and I love it.
I don't know.
I want to say this, maybe it'll help you a little bit. I read that the original composer is the one reading.
Shimamura?
Yeah. That's what I...
Yeah.
Oh, that solved all the problems. Good job, Dave.
I'm just trusting that you know what you're talking about. There was a the Game Explained video where they said who the composer was, and it was a name that I read and didn't pronounce in my head. So
No, Yoko Shimamura has been
yes, that sounds right.
one of Anthony and I were our favorites for a long time.
Original composer involved though with the music. So
yes,
and I personally was delighted. I do like original music, but for some reason I also really like 8-bit music being remastered with
Are they gonna
real instruments.
Are they gonna do a good job with Fight Against Smithy who likes transforming or whatever?
I don't know.
They gonna do a good job, David? I don't know if I trust it. What about Monster Town, David? What about shopping in Rosetown? I don't know. Yeah, shopping in Rosetown. It's such
the
a good
most important one for me is Forest Maze.
Well,
I love that song for some reason. Anyway.
That's a good one.
I want to say some things about this.
Do it.
Super Mario RPG, to me, the original game was like the pinnacle of pixel art. Like pixel art that's so fantastic, it looks 3D. And I remember seeing the game and thinking that I would never see better pixel art than that. So they've faithfully recreated it in 3D, and it looks amazing. And the other thing for me, I realized as I was thinking about this, Super Mario RPG is probably the reason I like RPGs. It was probably the first RPG I ever actually beat.
Whoa!
So I played others.
Say the thing, Steven.
I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VI, a little bit of Chrono Trigger. I knew back then they were special and that they were timeless classics, but I never beat them. I still have never beaten them. But I have beaten Super Mario RPG, and I even beat Culex, the hardest boss in the game. So, I don't know. Like it probably gets the most credit for why I like RPGs at all. So, it's a special game, and I'm excited. I'm excited to have a chance to play it on a modern console.
Yeah, buddy.
I think I can echo that. It probably was my first experience with RPGs as well, and it just really, really gave me a good first impression. So yeah, there's a lot to love here. Maybe just one more note from me. So outside of the visual style, another thing that I noticed that I'm excited about is it looks like they're being both faithful to the original combat system while giving it some interesting looking tweaks that have me excited. I haven't done any sort of deep dive into how they've changed it, but I noticed there was like percentage widget over in the corner in one spot, and I'm not sure what that's for, and it just seems like they've kind of changed the number scaling and a number of other things. I mean, again, I'm gonna have to go back and really pay attention to see how much it's changed, but it kind of seems like they're bringing a lot of TLC to that aspect too, and that has me excited as well.
I have a thing. So wasn't Super Mario RPG like one of, if not the first game where like as you attack you time a button press to do more damage?
I think it was one of the pioneering games in that, at least.
Yeah, so I feel
and blocking
like
too, right?
That's gotta still, and blocking too, I believe. Yeah. I feel like that, at least, they have to have carried it over.
It looks like it is.
I saw some scenes where Mario like jumped and bounced an attack off so it didn't hit somebody.
Yeah, wasn't there a jump attack where you could go like almost forever if you timed it right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw evidence that that's still there. That's important.
Yeah.
Honestly,
really take away from what made the original so special if they didn't include that.
Yeah, which is why
I've honestly been surprised that more turn-based RPGs haven't used that same mechanic, because
keeps you
it made
engaged.
such a difference. You know, a lot of classic turn-based RPGs, you have to like stand there and get hit, and then you get your turn to hit, and then you have to stand there, and so like
David, you're trolling yourself for me. I don't have to say anything. This is great. This is great.
But this game, Steven, it's much more active. But do they even call it like the active time combat system, or I don't know. Anyway, there's a term for it, but you
call
like
it
have to
Gregory.
time your button press so you can make your attacks more powerful or make them last longer, do more jumps, and you can press your attack to try and block and stuff like that. It makes it feel a lot more active and involved and interesting.
The one more thing I wanted to say too is I thought it was really fun that they decided to put like cutscenes in the game. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be a major part, but
I hope
it
so.
looked like was really well animated. The part when Malo stumbles down the stairs and kind of makes his entrance. I don't know. It was
beautiful.
When Gino comes to life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was beautiful too. Gino.
I remember there were some moments that it seemed like, I mean, it didn't have any analog in the original game. Like the part when Gino was skating along that Rainbow Road like segment and caught someone, I think. Anyway, that wasn't in the original game. I can almost guarantee that. So it kind of seems like not only are they bringing a lot of really like cinematic flair to the game, but it kind of gives the hint that maybe they're adding more to the game, like in terms of scenario. It just looks like they are really giving this game their all, and I'm thoroughly excited for it.
They really did pour all their love and nostalgia into this. You can see it clear as day.
Absolutely. So we have just talked ourselves into needing to split this into another episode and continue our discussion with the rest. But honestly, the 2 episodes you've done so far address the 2 biggest announcements.
The biggest highlights for us, anyway. Let us know down in the comments down below what your biggest highlights were. Because tune in next time. I'm just kidding.
Keep it nerdy.
That's right.
Hey, wait, that's my line, and I'm not thinking it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this this announcement, and if you're excited for it, and you should be.
Absolutely.
And I am going to make this completely subjective and say that you must play it anyway.
There you go. And you must subscribe too. You must subscribe and you must like.
And yes. But we think though that it's something special. So excited for it to release. So cutting it here. Join us for the next one. And until next time,
Keep it nerdy.